Hey guys, it's George from Gem and Tank Collectors World. Here is part 2 of our 149 group bulk order PSA reveal video. So in part 2, we're going to have Nick's, Gus, and Andrew's cards. And if you're interested, we do a bulk order every couple months. It is on Facebook group Gem and Tank Collectors World. We also do amazing box breaks, retro and new. So if you're interested, go to Facebook group page, Gem and Tank Collectors World, and I'll give you all the info on that. My eBay store, Kalamata_Geo_7, has over 260 PSA graded new and vintage cards. So if you're interested, go on there and take a look. Send me an offer if you like. So in this order, we have some amazing cards, and there is going to be part 3 that's coming out just shortly after this one. Guys, let me know what you guys think in the comments. I always enjoy reading your comments, guys. And if you enjoy the video, please like and share it to your Facebook. So first up is Nick, and we're going to start off with a Vladdy Jr. And this is from 2017 Bowman Draft, Vladdy Jr. batting green, and it got an 8.5. Don't get usually half grades. I would say probably less than 5%. I've sent over 1,000 cards, and probably less than 5% get a half grade. So this is rarer. So it's an 8.5 on this one, and it's a nice looking card there. Next up for Nick is going to be a 2000 Leaf Valiant Nate Pearson autograph orange, and that got a PSA 9 mint on that one. So PSA 9, good looking card on that one. Next up, we have some retro cards for Nick. I did take a look and kind of thought that a lot of these ones had chances at some 9s, but first one is 1975 Topps Joe Ferguson PSA 8. Good looking card, nicely centered. I got an 8 on this one. So nice looking grade on that one. Next up is 1975 Dick Anderson PSA 7 near mint. And all these cards that Nick sent in were really nicely centered. It is a little off in the back there, left to right, but good looking cards for 75. Next up is a really hard set to get high grades. First up is 1985 Topps John Riggins. This John Riggins card got a PSA 7. I've actually sent about 3 of these ones in my personal collection. Highest I got was a 6, so you know how tough it is with the black borders. PSA 7 on the John Riggins. Next up is a pretty rare card at a high grade. It's an 85 Topps Paul Kaufman. If you take a look at the PSR guideline on this one, the 9s and 10s is through the roof on this card, I guess, because it's so rare. It's not like he's a Hall of Famer, but for some reason this card sells a lot high on that one. So PSA 8 on this one, pretty good for Nick on this grade. Next up is some 75 Topps, one of my favorite sets. Jim York, PSA 7 on this one. And we got 1975 Topps, Jerry Hairston, PSA 7. So it's pretty consistent on this batch here. Looks like the 7s. They did look a lot, maybe I thought they had a chance for some 8s on this one. So Rudy Mielo, PSA 7 near mint. Next up is one that probably has a wrinkle somewhere that we didn't see, or Nick didn't see, but Rolly Fingers, PSA 5. And obviously the top card in this set is obviously the George Brett. I think George Brett 10 goes for like $35,000. 75 Pete Groberg, PSA 8. So we're getting a little better on the grades on these ones. 8 on that one, and that's pretty good for 75. Bill Singer, PSA 8. So really nice grades. Corners look sharp. Centering is pretty good. Obviously the centering on the back is a little off, but here's a 6 on the Rick Auerbach. Next up is some lower grades, probably, like I said, something that was missed when looking over it. 1975 Jim Brewer. This got a PSA 5. And last, this one's the lowest grade, and you can kind of tell there's a little wrinkle there in the angel. So that's why I probably got a PSA 3. So looking over this one with the light, you kind of can see a little wrinkle there. See where it's in the angel part? and that's what probably got a 3. And last but not least, Bill Sharp PSA 8 near mint on the Bill Sharp 1975. There were 2 cards that did not get graded by PSA for Nick, and the first one is a Jesse Jefferson, and it says min size required. So what that means is that sometimes from the manufacturer the card is cut a little small. Now, I for a tip have sent in 50% of my cards that I sent in. Here's another one, Steve Volkalt, and it got min size required. 50% of the time I resend them to PSA on another order and they get graded. So I guess sometimes it is a human factor for PSA, but 50% of the time I sent those min size required on another order and it gets graded. So I suggest Nick resends those. You have a good chance of getting them graded. If not, they won't charge you. PSA won't charge you for it. Next up is Gus. Gus has 5 cards in this order. So the first one is Sidney Crosby from the 2017 Ultimate Collection, and it's a PSA 8 on Sidney Crosby, and that's number 299. Next up is a Jagger, and it got close to a 10. This one had a really good chance at a 10. Got a 9 for something, but still a good grade. 1990 Jagger Rookie Premier. That's a nice little set there, that Premier. Next up is Ovechkin, and is a clear-cut champion, and that got a PSA 8. And that is number 2/110. Next up is from the Trilogy 2018 Jordan Kyrou, and I got a Gem in 10 on that one. So good job, Gus, on that Jordan Kyrou. And that is a Rookie Premier. And next up is a really nice card. It's a Young Gun Miro Heiskanen and a Gem in 10 on that one. So good on Gus for that one. So next up is going to be Andrew. So Andrew, right off the bat, got a couple good grades. Marvin Bagley III, Gem in 10 on that one. That's a nice rookie from 2018 Panini Prizm. So Gem in 10 on that one. Good on you, Andrew. Next up is another good player from that year, DeAndre Ayton, and it got a Gem in 10 on that one on the Panini Prizm. Next up is some retro cards for Andrew. First up is one of my favorite players ever, Kirby Puckett, 1985 tops, and it is a PSA 7 near mint on that one. Really hard to grade. I have, if you guys been on my channel, Gem in 10 Collectors, you know I've sent about 15 of those. And highest I've gotten, I got 1/9 out of 15. So it's a tough, 85 is that tough year for grading. Next up is Rasmus Dahlin, Relic Green Foil, 2018, and that is a PSA 9 mint. Next up is a really cool card. I actually got a 10 on this one. It's from the same box, and I gave it on a giveaway to Andrew. And the first one I got was a PSA 10, so I think it was a low pop on that one. The second one here for Andrew got a PSA 8. Next up is another card that I sent about 15 in, and the highest I got in was a 9. I'm still looking for that 10. 1984 Don Manley PSA 7 near mint. That card is gaining traction every year. People just love Don Manley. And next up is a PSA 7 on Neil Broughton. We did a box break, and there was a bunch of cards that the guys sent in, and this is a PSA 8 on that one. I honestly thought one of them was going to hit a 9, but really tough grade on that one. I looked it over, it looked like a 9 to me. Here's a Dino Ciccarelli, and that is a PSA 8 on the Ciccarelli. I think that's second year for Ciccarelli. Next up is another Ciccarelli 5. When you do get a kind of a good look at, obviously it's off center a little bit, but when you get a card that kind of looks good and it gets a low grade, it's probably a wrinkle somewhere. So here's a 7 for the Bobby Carpenter from the 82. Our 82 break is on our YouTube channel, guys. So if you want to check it out, go ahead. Really cool break on that one. Next up is Ronnie Francis, and that is PSA 8 on the rookie, Ron Francis. So a little off center left to right, but good grade. That's a tough, really tough set to get a high grade in. Here is a Gretzky gold leader, and it got 8 ST. What that means is that there's a stain, probably a wax on top or a gum on the back. The back looks pretty clean, so there must be a little wax stain on the front. That is, unfortunately, with wax packs, that's sometimes what you get. You get the wax stains on those. 1982 O-Pee-Chee Bobby Clark, one of the best players Was two-time Stanley Cup winner, PSA 8 on that one. And here is a Barrasso rookie, and we got a PSA 8. One of the many, many rookies from the 84 Peachy set. Yzerman, Gilmore, Cam Neely, awesome. This is from the 1980 pack break that we did, and that is Davey Keon, one of my favorite players. And I collect his cards, so that got a PSA 7 on that one. Here's another Bobby Clark, and it's an 8. 8 on that one. Nice looking card on there. Next up is a Rolnick rookie from the Premier, 1990 Premier, and it is a PSA 9 on that one. Nice looking set. I love the Premier, especially the 90 one has a really good. Here's a O Nolan, PSA 8 on that one. And almost a 10, but close enough. PSA 9 on the Mary Lemieux. And that's a cool card right there. Next up is a couple Berets. We have a 1990 Pro Set Platinum, Pavel Bure, PSA 8 on the Pavel Bure Platinum. And here we go with our award winners. Pro Set 8.5. So that's the second half grade that we've gotten. So 8.5 on the Pavel Bure. Here is a nice PSA 9 on this auto. Svechnikov. I know you guys always laugh when I butcher these names, but I don't know. What am I going to call them? Mary Lemieux Ice Carvings, 1996 Metal Universe. This is a cool set that Andrew had. That he sent in a couple, but the PSA 7 on the Mary Lemieux. This is a tough grade to get a high rating. With the metal cards. Here is a really cool card, Chandler Hutchinson, and it is a cracked ice, and it's a PSA 8 auto, and it's numbered to 25. That's a pretty cool card. Really tough to get high grades on these ones. I've sent in a few Panini contenders. PSA 8 on the James Harden cracked ice. That's a really cool looking card for Andrew. And last but not least, he's got from our Panini Immaculate Baseball break, George Springer, really hot, Immaculate Autographs, PSA 8. So thank you for watching part 2, guys. I'll be uploading part 3 soon. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Obviously, if you enjoyed the video, please like and share. And I always respond to comments. I love getting some feedback from you. If you're interested in our group bulk orders and our box breaks, go to Gem-In-10 Collectors World on YouTube, and I'll give you all the information. On Facebook, YouTube, subscribe and press the notification button to see our new videos. About 4 or 5 PSA reveal videos coming up, guys, so stay tuned there. And Instagram, Gem-In-10 Collectors World, over 1,600 followers and growing every day. And if you're interested, on our eBay store, Kalamata_7, over 260 new and vintage cards for sale. So thank you for watching, guys. I love doing these videos for you. They're my most popular videos. And I'll see you in part 3.